Hello, this is What You Missed the month of October 2024. I'm Ryan Winkfield. If you already have your Christmas decorations up, just know that I hate you. The US election is almost here, which means this might be my last chance to do Donald Trump jokes before they are considered a crime. So let's get to it. Quickly, a recap of how the presidential candidate spent the final month on the campaign trail. The vice presidential candidates kicked off the month with a debate that was as forgettable as both of them. So let's move on to the crazies. Donald Trump stopped a town hall and held an audience hostage for 40 minutes so that they could watch him dance to a random playlist which included Ave Maria and YMCA. Interestingly, YMCA is a famous gay anthem, and Donald Trump moves to it the same way that he would if he were at a gay orgy. Trump's big publicity stunt of the month involved him working a shift at a McDonald's, where he ended up eating more food than he sold. To be fair, it was the only way that he could eat fast food without someone spitting in it. Coincidentally, this happened the same week that McDonald's suffered an E. coli outbreak. Now, I'm not saying that Trump caused it, but I am saying that I have never seen the man wash his hands. In the biggest rambling moment of the month, Trump spent nearly 15 minutes talking about the size of Arnold Palmer's penis. Yet in that entire time, he failed to refer to the penis as his other driving club. Seems like a missed joke. Speaking of golf, Donald Trump reportedly hasn't golfed since a failed assassination attempt at his Mar-a-Lago golf course. But he says that he'll be able to resume a full golf schedule once he wins the presidency. As far as scandals, we found out this month that Donald Trump gifted Vladimir Putin COVID tests in the early days of the pandemic, often spoke highly of Hitler, overcharged the Secret Service when he was president, said the U.S. should deport the special counsel leading the criminal cases against him, and suggested military force should be considered when dealing with his political rivals. For perspective, Kamala Harris's big scandal of the month is that she called Donald Trump a fascist, based solely on the argument that if it looks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's probably a fascist. Most of Harris's scandals have come from outside her campaign, such as President Joe Biden calling Trump supporters garbage. For the record, I don't think that they are garbage, only that they are voting for white trash. Harris spent the month trying to get as much press as possible with sit-down interviews on CNN, NBC, and even Fox News. But her biggest attention came from those throwing their support behind her, including music stars like Bruce Springsteen, Eminem, and Beyoncé, as well as many economists and Nobel Prize winners, and famous Republicans like Liz Cheney, as well as over a dozen top officials who worked in the Trump presidential cabinet. How is the election so close? Oh, all right. Let's move on to other news. The most popular Halloween costume this year was Shrunken Head Bob from the new Beetlejuice movie. Or, as it was sold at Spirit Halloween stores, Donald Trump voter. Damn it! Back on politics. I swear, I'm going to move on. All right. Tesla CEO Elon Musk... unveiled his company's design for a cyber taxi and robo-van. It's the perfect thing for when you're going out on a date with your sex bot. One of Musk's other companies, SpaceX, had its first successful catch of its Starship rocket booster. And now that I think about it, a robot hand grabbing a rocket sounds like another step towards a sex bot. I think I figured out his endgame, people. In other space news, the fashion designer Prada has revealed the new NASA spacesuits that it helped design that will be worn on the next manned mission to the moon. So if you've ever wondered how NASA spends so much money, the answer is designer spacesuits. Russia has fined Google more than all the money in the world for blocking Russian media outlets on YouTube. The exact fine is $20 decillion, or a 20 followed by 33 zeros. Apparently, Russia takes Google's name very seriously. Hey, Google is a 1 followed by 100 zeros. Trust me, it adds up. The Nobel Prize in Economics went to 3 British and American professors who explained why some countries are rich and others are poor, which feels like the scientific equivalent of mansplaining. All right, next time you got to be the colonizer, not the colonizee. Speaking of colonizers, DNA tests show that Christopher Columbus wasn't actually Italian, but rather Spanish and Jewish, which does explain his middle name, Jesus. Work has resumed on what will be the world's tallest building. Construction of the kilometer-high skyscraper was halted 7 years ago, presumably when all the construction workers started speaking different languages. What's that? Oh no, it's a Tower of Babel reference. Yeah, from the Bible. No, I think people will get it. Yeah. An ancient Mayan city was discovered in a Mexican jungle on accident by a graduate student who was studying drone data. It might not be very exciting, but it's still a better plot than the last 2 Indiana Jones movies. An Australian woman trying to retrieve a dropped cell phone fell into a crevasse and was stuck upside down between 2 boulders for 7 hours until she could be rescued. The worst part? She was wearing a skirt and no underwear. An 18-year-old has become the youngest person ever to summit the 14 highest mountains in the world. He is an inspiration to men everywhere who also peaked in high school. And finally, scam artists in the UK have stolen 1,000 wheels of artisanal cheddar cheese in what is being called the Great Cheese Robbery. Police profilers believe that the culprits might be crackers. Not sure if that last joke was racist or just cheesy. I'll see you next month with more on who won the election, assuming that we have an answer by then. Happy Halloween.